I have done a whole lot of work on my terrace to make it somewhat waterproof. I had covered it with plastic sheet and it held up quite nicely for some days. So for some rain it did the job well. I had covered it with plastic on one layer, and beneath that, before doing all this, I had painted my terrace with waterproof painting, that is the white paint that you see, and above that I had covered it with plastic sheet, and on top of that I had covered it with the blue polythene cover, and all of it was working perfectly, at least for some days. But after the rain started to pour down heavily, and when the monsoon season came, the scene became different and it started to fall apart. And I was very demotivated because I had put in a lot of work, days of work, and a lot of money onto this project. I had tried my best to make it waterproof with limited resources. I even installed a shade net so that there is protection from heat and the sun. And what you are seeing is the dismantling of the whole project. It is the aftermath of heavy rains. It came to a point that the waterlogging was so bad, I had to remove all the plastic cover. For some time it was holding up quite nicely, but after some time it became so bad that I had to abandon this project and I had to try to do something else. So this is the scene after a rainy day, and I was doing this with a heavy heart. My mind was so down that I had to make this work. I had to undo this work because I had put in a lot of effort, I had put in a lot of money, but what to do, I had to do it anyway. I had no idea what was I going to do after this, but I had to do something. I had to make this work. And it took me a while to figure out what to do. It took me a whole lot of days altogether. I haven't came back to the project for many days. I just abandoned it and I was thinking of something that was permanent, that was strong enough to withstand the wind, withstand the heavy monsoon rains. So I came to the idea of putting a sheet roof with a proper structure and all that. I had to take the help of a skilled person, so I was ready to find a solution. I wanted to find a solution so that I can move on with the things that I have in my mind. And finally, it took me a while, it took me some days, and I came to a point where I was ready to spend some money which I had saved up for something else. I had to make use of that money to put a roof over the space, and the construction of this structure began. First, with the help of the experts, I put on a frame, and It was a painstakingly slow process because the weather was not in any way favorable for the work. It was raining some days and it was scorching hot some days, and the construction took some time to finish. And with the help of experts, I was able to put on a roof on the terrace, and now it's time to move on to the next project. This is how it looks after all the work has been finished. I had even put a space, an opening for the sunlight to come in so that I can grow some plants, and that's it. And let's move on to the next.